On this episode, we're talking about where to start with external marketing, discounting your fees, and advice for a young associate. Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome to the 88 Dental Marketing Show. This is the internet's only dental show that's answering marketing's most important questions. You may have 99 problems, but marketing ain't one. I am your host, Joshua Scott, and this is episode number 23. Got a good show planned, got some quick questions today. We're going to move through and answer. But first of all, before we go any further, this show right here, episode 23, is sponsored by CBG Financial. CBG Financial is a wealth management firm, does accounting, taxes, consulting. These guys have been around for a while. I know one of the owners very well, Jim Clark. I've known him for a long time. Super great guy, and came out of one of the nationwide financial firms that had a lot of respect, and he started his own thing years ago to better serve his clients, and just a great guy. When it comes to your financial advisor, I believe first and foremost the relationship is so important. It's so important, and to have somebody with a high level of trust and integrity, for me, is really high up there on the list. If it's not number one, it's really high up there. And Jim Clark is that guy. And so if you're looking for a financial advisor, wealth management company, hit these guys up. I'm going to put their information down below in the show notes. And yeah, that's it. I'm anxious. Let's get to some questions.
Our first question is from Tracy Spencer. Do you recommend discounting your fees in marketing ads?
Welcome to the ongoing debate about whether or not dentists should discount fees. And a conversation like this, especially in an online forum, will only snowball into whether or not dentistry is becoming a commodity and all those things. But yes, I actually like discounts, but here's how I like them and here's why. I like them on the new patient exam only. I think that some type of upfront discount offer it lowers the barrier of entry and allows people to step into your practice. And if you have a great practice, now you win them over with the experience, and we get them back again and again. But sometimes it's just getting them in that first step. It's like, right, if we can just get them into the funnel, we can keep them there. We know that. So then offer a discount. I mean, get them to just lower it so they feel better about showing up and giving it a try. What I don't like is discounts on services anywhere else. I don't like whitening being used to get people into the practice. I think we've seen that a lot, like free whitening or free trays or whitening for life or some of that stuff to get new patients in. And I've seen that become abused a lot. To where people come in for the whitening and they leave. And if you play your cards right, I mean, you could get whitening 2, 3, 4 times a year from dentists in your area and just not ever come back. And so I like whitening used other ways through hygiene and patient retention and that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't have a problem with discounts. For me, it's like the welcome mat. It's just like, hey, we would love to have you, low risk first visit, and then keep them in the practice.
Question number 2 is from Dr. Ron Gilbert. External marketing seems overwhelming to me. Where do you start with it?
Dr. Ron, glad you asked this question because it's a good one. It seems like the external marketing part is what we have the most difficult time grasping, right, and understanding. And so, love the question. For me, when you say where should you start with external marketing, it's about being found. It's search. You start with search. In a local business, you start with search. Remember the Yellow Pages? I mean, that's what that was about. That was about search. I mean, Yellow Pages was a search strategy, right? I looked everywhere for an actual Yellow Pages because I wanted to bring it on the show and be like, remember these? I just don't have any anywhere. We must have put them all out for recycling. But that's it, man. When it comes to external marketing, that's the very first thing you need to address is, are we being found? When patients search, are we in the mix? And so now there's a myriad of things there, tons of things to explore and talk about, but that's it. When it comes to external marketing, where do you start? It's gotta be search.
Our third question is from Jacob Weiss. How should a new, younger dentist joining an older existing practice begin to create his own identity in the business?
Hey Jacob, thanks for the question, man. This is a really great one because dentists coming out of university, out of school, and usually stepping into a role as an associate in a practice, this question comes up every time I give a speech. This is a question, especially when we're dealing with students. But man, for me, I would leverage community involvement. It's getting involved in the community, your social media presence, community events, like making it clear that you're going to be part of that practice, that you're going to be part of that community. A lot of it is just good old-fashioned hustle. A lot of it is what the original doctor, the founding doctor did, right? At one point, so look, at some point in the past, the founding doctor took out a loan, built the space out, opened his door, hung a sign, and said, okay, here I am, we're open. And eventually one patient shows up, and then more patients show up. And so, you're kind of back in his position. And so, this is what I see with associates sometimes that I don't like is how can we market so that I just get all these patients? And it's like, wait, hold on for a second, because at some point somebody had to just get out and hustle to get patients into the practice when they open the door. And so my expectations for you are like the same thing. It's, I don't know, like you opened the door, you hung a sign, you're there. Great. Now let's talk about some hustle. And I think a lot of that for me happens in the community. It's community involvement, which is going to make you think about where you live. We see a lot of young dentists that want to live in a big city, but the practice opportunities are better in the rural areas 20, 30 minutes out. The problem with that, especially if it's a long-term play, is that people in those rural communities, they see through that. And they feel like you're an outsider. And they want somebody who lives in the community, who owns the community, who loves the community, who is communicating, we're going to be part of this community long term. And so, man, for me, that's it. It starts with community involvement. Social media is huge. It was never before like that. You have such an advantage. Run with it. But most of all, at the end of the day, man, it's hustle. It's you opened your doors, you put a sign up, go out, get some patients, and hustle. So good luck, Jacob. Guys, homework question of the day. Have you ever discounted your fees? And if so, which ones have worked the best? Guys, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for being here. Always a pleasure. I enjoy every minute of being with you. Hopefully we can meet sometime and I can say hi. Would love to have that introduction. Episode 23, shut down. I will see you next time.